Niccolo Machiavelli's ideas were controversial in his time and continue to be debated today. In this video, we will explore 40 of his most important quotes and discuss what they can teach us about politics, power, and human nature. So sit back, relax, and let's dive into the wisdom of Niccolo Machiavelli.
There are three kinds of intelligence. One kind understands things for itself, the other appreciates what others can understand, the third understands neither for itself, nor through others. This first kind is excellent, the second good, and the third kind useless. Men rise from one ambition to another. First, they seek to secure themselves against attack, and then they attack others. Where the willingness is great, the difficulties cannot be great. Hatred is gained as much by good works, as by evil. Men are so simple and so much inclined to obey immediate needs, that a deceiver will never lack victims for his deceptions. The main foundations of every state, new states, as well as ancient or composite ones, are good laws and good arms. You cannot have good laws without good arms, and where there are good arms, good laws inevitably follow. Severities should be dealt out all at once, so that their suddenness may give less offense. Benefits ought to be handed out drop by drop, so that they may be relished the more. It is necessary, for him who lays out a state and arranges laws for it, to presuppose that all men are evil, and that they are always going to act according to the wickedness of their spirits, whenever they have free scope. No enterprise is more likely to succeed than one concealed from the enemy, until it is ripe for execution. There is no surer sign of decay in a country than to see the rights of religion held in contempt. There is nothing more difficult to take in hand, more perilous to conduct, or more uncertain in its success, than to take the lead in the introduction of a new order of things. Whosoever desires constant success, must change his conduct with the times. I'm not interested in preserving the status quo, I want to overthrow it. Before all else, be armed. The wise man does at once what the fool does finally. The first method for estimating the intelligence of a ruler is to look at the men he has around him. Men ought either to be indulged or utterly destroyed, for if you merely offend them, they take vengeance, but if you injure them greatly, they are unable to retaliate, so that the injury done to a man ought to be such that vengeance cannot be feared. The promise given was a necessity of the past, the word broken is a necessity of the present. War should be the only study of a prince. He should consider peace only as a breathing time, which gives him leisure to contrive, and furnishes as ability to execute, military plans. Never was anything great achieved without danger. One who deceives will always find those who allow themselves to be deceived. It is better to be feared than loved, if you cannot be both. If an injury has to be done to a man, it should be so severe that his vengeance need not be feared. Politics have no relation to morals. It is double pleasure to deceive the deceiver. It is not titles that honor men, but men that honor titles. He who wishes to be obeyed must know how to command. The more sand has escaped from the hourglass of our life, the clearer we should see through it. Men should be either treated generously or destroyed, because they take revenge for slight injuries, for heavy ones they cannot. There is no avoiding war, it can only be postponed to the advantage of others. It is much more secure to be feared than to be loved. Of mankind, we may say in general, they are fickle, hypocritical, and greedy of gain. One change always leaves the way open for the establishment of others. God is not willing to do everything, and thus take away our free will, and that share of glory which belongs to us. A son can bear with equanimity the loss of his father, but the loss of his inheritance may drive him to despair. When you disarm the people, you commence to offend them and show that you distrust them, either through cowardice or lack of confidence, and both of these opinions generate hatred. A prince never lacks legitimate reasons to break his promise. Tardiness often robs us opportunity, and the dispatch of our forces. A return to first principles in a republic is sometimes caused by the simple virtues of one man. His good example has such an influence that the good men strive to imitate him, and the wicked are ashamed to lead a life so contrary to his example. The fact is, that a man who wants to act virtuously in every way, necessarily comes to grief among so many who are not virtuous.
Thank you for watching our video on the top 40 Niccolo Machiavelli quotes. We hope that this overview of Machiavelli's philosophy has given you a deeper understanding of his ideas and their relevance to modern times. As always, we welcome your comments and feedback. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more thought-provoking content. Thank you for watching.